Hey, everybody. Welcome to our regularly scheduled Facebook Live on Friday. What's new and coming up? This is kind of a special Facebook Live today because it's our last one of the year. I think, am I right? Is that it?
You are right. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Catherine has one this Sunday
Oh,
on New
okay.
Year's Eve.
So, yes, and that one is going to be New Year's Eve day. That will be the last one of the year. So that the honor goes to you, Catherine, to have the very last Facebook Live. How exciting.
And
And we'll have poppers. What do they do on New Year's Eve? I've never been to that kind of a party. They have New Year's Eve poppers where they go, yay!
I thought you were talking the food poppers. Isn't it like
jalapeno poppers.
jalapeno peppers? Yeah.
Oh, no. The things that you pull,
Yeah.
and it's like champagne.
A noisemaker or something. Yes. Yep.
No, not going to happen. Going to be very simple.
Yes. Yeah.
You're going to supply the entire community with poppers, Catherine.
Well,
yeah, really.
This would be fun to talk about, and I'd love to have people post in the chat also. What are you going to do for New Year's Eve? And being on the West Coast and Pacific time, I love watching the ball drop at midnight on the East Coast and then going to bed. So I'm all done at 9 o'clock. So what are you guys going to do?
Well, I'm going to watch the ball drop in Dubai at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
5 in the afternoon. Okay.
And we watch New Year's happen across the world.
So then
right?
you keep seeing the ball drop like
in different places and watch the different
for 12 hours. Yeah.
Watch the different parties and compare their sorry. People just got home. But we watched
it's family.
And I am going to gratefully say goodbye to 2023. I have never been so happy to say goodbye to a year as this one.
And so are you going to do anything special to signal that we're out with the old and in with the new?
Gee, I don't know. That's a good question. Do you have any suggestions?
I do. I have a suggestion for you, Catherine.
Tell us.
Yeah. Tell us.
I was going to say break your fast gently.
Oh, what a good idea. Oh, what a good idea. That's actually a good idea.
So you're not going.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You're not going to break your fast by drinking a bottle of beer.
No. Champagne maybe, but not beer.
I don't think there is a lot of.
No.
I'm not sure. Gail, you're the expert. Is there sugar in champagne?
I don't do champagne.
Yes.
I do beer.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's carbohydrates.
Lots of sugars in what I drink, so I don't drink it. Lots of sugar and a lot of milk. I like a good dark, pretty beer.
Sounds bitter. You like the bitter? You like the bitter taste? Yeah.
It's all
50 grams of sugar per liter.
Oh boy.
Oh, Boston, your accent's
between
coming out.
32 and 50 grams.
So Sandra says that
it comes out every once in a while.
Sandra says that she is going to celebrate by sleeping, and Sherry's in South Florida. She agrees with you, Catherine, but I forgot what she agrees with. Let's see. Winetta says she's going to watch the celebrations around the world and engage in a cleaning frenzy. So I can collapse on the bed at 10:30 p.m. Alaska time. Let's see. Marilee is in the chilly Northwest New Year's Eve, and I'm doing nothing. Sherry can't handle the bubbles in the champagne. Okay. Julie is going to be.
I
Yes.
think the people.
Yes, go ahead.
The people are ready to say goodbye to 2023.
Yes, yeah. Sherry says that too. Goodbye 2023. Yes.
It's been a really crappy year.
Well, and just briefly, because some people posted about what the weather's doing where they are, we had some excitement here in Ventura, California. We had monster waves coming in along with the high tide, and it flooded into, I mean, the waves came over and 9 people went to the hospital with broken bones because they were watching the waves and got hit by them. And so there's a bunch of video. If you go on and look on YouTube, you will see, look for waves in Ventura, California yesterday. And there's a bunch of videos of these waves coming in and just, it flooded all the first floor of the, the homes that are right up there on the beach. We had our excitement here. I don't know if you heard about that, Julie, but you're enough inland.
Are you oh my God. Are you you didn't get affected though, did you?
No, I'm pretty far in, but we did have a house right along there, Julie, in Camarillo. If you know anything about Pierpont Avenue in Ventura, we did have a house right near there, and it flooded all the way to Pierpont. So it would have gotten us because it went several blocks in. So we had our excitement, but other than that, I mean, it's kind of it's mid 60s here and not too chilly, not too warm. What's happening in Boston right now, Catherine?
It's actually not bad. I went out, to physical therapy earlier today, and it's pleasant. What it means is it's in the 40s, which is pleasant.
Yes.
Not freezing.
Yeah. Gail, what's it doing in Idaho?
Well, it's really dry. We had snow the other day, and I didn't even know it was supposed to snow. Only about an inch, and then like everything's dry. It's all gone. The mountain's dark. We can see white on the tips, but it's also like it's in the 20s. The low 20s in the morning. Yeah. But like right now it's 45. Mm-hmm. It's very nice and pleasant. You don't have to wear a coat or anything. Mm-hmm. And we're just having a really dry, mild winter. The inversion layer left us, and we got that little bit of snow. It cleaned up the air. And now it's just gray. Mm-hmm. So cold and gray.
Just kind of, so it's nice
very mild
weather just to sit inside and sip a hot cup of tea and read your favorite book. Have your roaring fire like Catherine has in the background right there.
My roaring fire is a space heater.
Yes. I wanted to ask people, and just to bring this around a little bit to lipedema, is at least in the Northern Hemisphere, we're experiencing our winter. And I'm wondering, people have talked about in summer weather, especially hot, humid weather, it negatively impacts your lipedema symptoms. But does it mean that in this cold and sometimes cold, dry weather that some are experiencing, like Winetta up in Alaska, is your lipedema symptoms better in that situation, or is that extreme also bad?
I know for me, I prefer the cold weather. Although it's really interesting because the part of me that gets super cold are my thighs. My thighs get almost a stingy. They sting. They're so cold. Mm-hmm. And I never attributed it to lipedema until I found out I had lipedema, of course, because I didn't know I had lipedema. But I always wondered why my backside and my thighs, the fronts of my thighs, the fronts of my quads, and my backs of my arms would just get so icy cold, kind of a stingy feel. Mm-hmm.
And that sounds like, Siobhan has that same experience. She prefers the cooler weather. but she can get chilblains in those areas. And is that part of lipedema? That's an interesting question.
Somebody asked something. I think let's address it. Fortunate to be saved asks, can I ask? I am in so much pain with my lipedema, waiting for insurance approval. What can I do for the leg pain? We are having a town hall, but our focus for 2024, we often choose a theme so that we revisit it throughout the year, is pain relief. I'm going to ask Gail to talk about it because she works closely with Brian Hayward, who is our CBD specialist. He works with our community, our different members of our community, helping people to regulate and diminish pain using CBD, because so many of us, myself included, have tried different pharmaceutical medications. When I was waiting for my hip replacement, I was in agonizing pain, and nothing worked for me except the CBD. So, Gail, can you address that? And then we can give people details on how to learn more at the town hall with Brian.
Yes, in fact, I just posted the link to register for the town hall. Make sure you register, even if you can't attend. It's at 6 p.m. on January 4th. And when I say 6 p.m., I mean 6 p.m. Eastern. So yes, Brian has been working with us. Actually, it's today the 29th. He's been working with us for 2 years as of yesterday, the 28th of December on the 2021. And what he has given our community is he's given us a chance to learn all about CBD and all of its qualities. A full spectrum, high quality CBD contains a lot of compounds. And those compounds working together with the CBD oil, the actual CBD, can have a lot of effects. It can reduce inflammation. It can lower pain. It can help with itching. And for me, it helps with restless legs. And I feel restless legs for those of you who have never had a restless leg. It's painful as well. Your legs just jump, almost like someone's jabbing you with a stick right in the bottom of your feet or in the side of your leg or whatever. So what Brian teaches us with the CBD is why it works. He also teaches us where to get a good high quality CBD, or actually when you're looking at CBD oil, how to know it's a high quality CBD. And he tells us about how much you should pay, that you don't get ripped off. He makes CBD products available to us, but it's really very nice because it's not like he's pushing stuff. It's like he educates us on CBD. And for those of us who have never used a good quality CBD, I think we're always surprised at how well it works. And so that we'll be having CBD pain management clinic, mini one in our town hall. And then another thing about that is you can also sometimes address pain through nutrition. And
yes, Gail. I mean, Catherine.
I recently burned myself. I did one of those, went to get something in the oven and my arm brushed where it was hot, and it's still here. But I use CBD ointment on it because, oh my God, did it hurt. And it not only helped it to heal, but I mean, but it took the pain away, but it actually helped it to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I had the ointment, so I just said, "What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Let me give it a try."
Yes.
So that was something that I'll have to ask Brian.
Yeah, and I've actually, Catherine, when I didn't have the ointment yet, when all I had was the tincture, I put the tincture right on a wound,
Yeah.
and it takes care of a lot of things for me. And it's so I spent years thinking it was snake oil, because it takes care of so many things, and but it works.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because I was very skeptical. I'm one of those people who I'll sit back for 6 months, a year, or whatever, and just watch everybody and go, yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right. Oh, I've got a dog hooked to my cord. Sorry.
Several people are posting too, giving suggestions about different pain management techniques. And these are, besides talking about CBD throughout the year, we'll be talking about all kinds of things you can do for pain. But for right now, some excellent suggestions have been posted right here, talking about getting an MLD, a manual lymph drainage, gentle massage, using compression therapy, and that could be with a compression garment. Start gentle, and also using a compression pump. And your lymphedema therapist who does the MLD might also have resources for you for pumps and for compression garments. So consult your lymphedema therapist. And as Gail said, also, we also use nutrition to manage pain. So 2024 is going to be about managing pain. And yes, one thing that works is to have surgery. For those that can do surgery, it has been found to reduce pain when you have the surgery. But if you can't get the surgery, or you're waiting, as the one person who posted, what can I do now? There's lots of things you can do now to manage your pain. And we talked about some of those things, but we're going to go into more depth about them throughout 2024. And also, big treat at our town hall. Be sure and come to that, or register and then be able to watch the replays. One of the things you're going to be talking about is Brian's going to be talking about pain. What other things are we going to talk about, Catherine, at the town hall meeting?
Oh, one of the things that we do, which is, it might be my favorite part of the year, is review the year. We've had so many amazing things happen in 2023. Even though it's been a crappy year on some level, on another level, it's been lots of breakthroughs.
Yes.
So we're going to talk in more depth. We had a number of our research projects get presented because of Leslyn. Leslyn is our director of research. So she sends out abstracts to all kinds of conferences. And so we attended and presented at 7 or 8 conferences this year. I lost track, but we're going to get the list together and share it with you. The big one was in Germany, in Potsdam, where Dr. Carmody, who is our medical advisor, Lisa Dore, who is our managing director, and Siobhan Huggins, who is our overall mensch and research specialist, present our posters and the information from the papers we had written this year. And Siobhan, let's hear her drum roll. The poster won the top poster of something like 50 posters that were presented. And Siobhan got an opportunity to present our data to the entire conference of 500 participants, who were doctors and surgeons and researchers and advocates and lipedema ladies from all over the world. It was so great. Well, so I'm getting into more detail than I'm supposed to, but I get excited about the kinds of things that have happened. A small group of us have been working on a paper called a case definition of lipedema. Since we've been doing this, when we started, not only did no one know about it, there was nothing, no definition, no anything. And so we were told that what was needed was something called a case definition that clearly, or as best as could be clearly, defined what lipedema is in terms of its characteristics and how is it identified in order to support rigorous research. So yay. Leslyn, why don't you share about it? Because you just finished Leslyn just dotted the last dot and crossed the last T.
We hope. So in the process of getting a paper published is you submit it and then you have your peers review it and make suggestions to make it even better. And so we're kind of going through that peer review process right now and making the paper even better. So we hope that in early 2024, it'll be published in lymphatic research, biology and research. So we're looking forward to that coming out. And one of our authors is Dr. Stanley Roxon. And just talking to him about this morning, he said another reason why we need a agreed upon case definition is so we can figure out what is the true incidence of lipedema. How many people out there have lipedema? And it's hard to know when everybody has their own definition of lipedema. So we're looking forward to that paper coming out, and we'll be celebrating that in 2024, which then goes to something else we'll be talking at the town hall is our plans for 2024. And one of them, of course, is to focus on pain, but we have a lot of other exciting ideas and projects and things that we want to do. So please register, come if you can, January 4th. And I believe it is, what time is it again? 6 p.m. Eastern, January 4th. Please join us. And remember, if not, register so you can get the recording and find out all of our exciting announcements for 2024.
And I just had a brilliant idea. We usually invite people to register to the upcoming event. We have an event scheduled in April. So we have one in April and one in October. And I just had a brilliant idea. I think what we'll do is if you can attend the town hall, and I'm going to give people an opportunity to sign up for either one of our two events for 2024 at a discount. It will be the only time we have that particular discount.
Yeah, so just for you who are there at the town hall. How exciting.
Yes.
Make sure you come.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing I want to mention, because I think it's worth mentioning, when several years ago, when Leslyn and I connected, we connected through keto, at NIH, and looking at keto as an option for lipedema. And so Leslyn and I began to work together with the community to see, and lo and behold, it worked. Not for everyone, but for, I would say, 80%. Or we don't know, but the truth is, large percentage of lipedema ladies had positive impact. And so we spent a couple of years really delving into it and looking at not only keto, but low carb and animal sourced carnivore. And so we are dedicating our first event this year to nutrition. We've gotten so many requests. So we did that a few years ago. And so now we're coming home to what we believe is so critical for everyone's well-being, which is what we eat and how we take care of our bodies nutritionally. Mm-hmm. Leslyn, Gail, please add to what I just said.
Gail,
well, I can.
you took the training with the Nutrition Network, Tim Noakes
Yes.
group out of South Africa. And so, you have that training and expertise that I'm sure has helped you, but you've used it to help others.
Yes, I have. I went keto before I knew I had lipedema. I don't know. I sometimes feel bad by saying I went keto because I didn't even really know about keto when I went keto. Because I just stopped eating grains and sugars, and I'd do blood tests, um, glucose level test to find out what would what would make my blood glucose spike. And as I discovered what would do it, I realized that pretty much I was eating a few berries and mostly meats and green veg. I finally got rid of the vegetables, eating quite a bit of fats. And then when I started hearing about keto, there I was. But what I discovered when I first started in 2017 is that I didn't realize that my legs were painful. I just thought they were normal, heavy, thick,
Everybody
fat
had
legs.
that. You thought everybody did, yeah.
Well, yeah, anybody who has fat legs, they're heavy and painful and achy, and because they're heavy, they're fat, right? So they're going to just drag you down, and they're just going to hurt all the time. I had ultrasounds done. I always thought I was just always just a mess, right? But once I went grain free, sugar free, and started really keeping track of my blood sugar levels, my legs stopped hurting. I didn't get acid reflux. When I'm strict on it, I don't get acid reflux. My blood pressure and my blood glucose all went to normal levels. So it was really helpful for me to do that. And then I found out I had lipedema because I was such a slow loser. But I remember talking to you the first time, you and Catherine saying, "Oh, I don't have pain in my legs." Not even thinking I don't have pain in my legs because of the way I changed my diet, the way I changed my nutrition. And so
we got family in the background. That's what this is all about, right? Family.
Right. I live in a multi-generational household.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
And I'm one of the oldest, so I got kids. And it's noisy. So anyway, but that's where I went. That's what I was able to do. And then I found out that it isn't always easy to stick with your nutrition plan. And because emotions take care of a lot of that stuff. I went off. I can't say I went off keto for 2 years, but I wasn't as strict. And then recently I've gone back, and in 4 days I lost all the pain in my legs again.
Yeah. So take note, that question about what can I do about my pain? That's, pretty astounding, Gail, to say that, within 4 days of being very strict and pretty much eliminating sugar and grain and keeping the carbs low and dairy
and nuts.
Yeah. Yes. And nuts. Another point. But that 4 days to have zero pain. And so, and people need to decide, I have pleasure in certain foods. Is it worth the pain, or would I rather not have the pain? Any choice is your choice and not wrong. You may decide that a little bit of discomfort is worth the pleasure of that food. It's fine. That's your choice. There is things you can do about managing your pain until you're able to have surgery. And maybe you may find, I don't have to have the surgery because I was so good at managing my pain with these other means. So, and that's what we want to share with you. We want everybody to know about what can you do for yourself. And then sometimes you need a little help from a professional.
Yeah, I'm one of those that, I've done every version of keto that we've represented, and every other version that I could find. And a lot of that has not worked. But that was one of the reasons why my 2023 was such a difficult year, because we discovered that I have some central lymphatic dysfunction. And, my duct, which is where the transport of the lymphatic fluid goes, had been blocked. And so, it's so interesting. Like Gail said, Gail, if you haven't read it, I really recommend you go to our circle and read Gail's post from about a week or so ago. It just hit me. Anyway, so Gail posted about what she just said, like she'd sort of gone away from keto, and she came back to keto, but she came back with some alternate day fasting, which we used to do a couple of years ago. We were doing quite a bit of it, and it is just one of the best sharings. And it really struck me because I've been on the fence about fasting. I know that it works for me, and with all of the issues that I've had, but I like to eat. Once I'm fasting, I'm okay, but I miss food when I'm not eating it, and I don't think I'm the only one. So, but Gail inspired me, and I actually had reached out to someone in the fasting method, Dr. Jason Fung and Megan Ramos. They have been speakers at our conferences. And so I reached out to them before I read Gail's post. And I had a meeting scheduled with one of their coaches. We're big believers in coaching, by the way. I mean, we suggest the coaches for keto, but I need help with fasting, so I'm going to get a coach. So I set up this assessment meeting with one of the coaches from the fasting method. But in the meantime, Gail posted about her experience with fasting. So I called her right away and I said, I think I want to do this. So I've been calling her on a daily basis and checking in, and like today, I'm fasting today. I had some bone broth. I fast. People, like Leslyn said, everyone has different things. So I use bone broth, and not every day, but I use bone broth when I'm fasting, because water alone just doesn't cut it for me. Maybe later, but anyway. So I talk about what I'm doing and how it's going, and how much I want to eat or don't eat. But here's the thing: I have been so up and down, and my swelling has been out of control because I'm still dealing with the post-operation from having my thoracic duct bypassed. So anyway, it's been really an eye-opener. Go read Gail's post. It's one of the best I've read.
Yes, I did see it when she first put it out. But I would like to use what you're just talking about, Catherine, to kind of segue into this special training we're having with Dr. Perrin, a osteopath from England. And the reason why we're having this special training is because we believe that his technique, the Perrin technique, likely has a lot of promise for just what Catherine was experiencing when she had issues with her central lymphatics. And we think that there's a lot of people that maybe not as serious as Catherine's was, but even to have a sluggish central lymphatics, the Perrin technique may be very valuable in conjunction with your regular lymphedema therapy and other things. But we're thinking that this may be crucial technique that is just there's not a whole lot of practitioners over here. I think we got one near me in San Francisco, and then we have a kind of a group up in the Northeast, but there's not a whole lot. So what we're doing in Boston in February is Dr. Perrin is coming here, and he's going to be training clinicians to treat. Well, we know that it works for chronic fatigue syndrome and conditions similar to that, But now we also think it might be valuable for central lymphatic dysfunction. And so it's a technique that has a lot of applications. He really talks a lot about the neurolymphatics, the lymphatics of your brain and spinal cord. It's going to be just a fabulous workshop. And if you are a CLT, if you're a certified lymphedema therapist listening, we want you to come. You need to be there. For those of you that are patients and you've gone to a certified lymphedema therapist, tell them about this and have them look into it. We do have information on the website. I think we're also putting stuff in the links in the chat to get more information for you to. I think we have a instant access to watch the December 6th when Dr. Perrin gave us a webinar on December 6th. You can watch that, the replay of that. And there's more information about the workshop if you'd like to sign up. We really want to get as many clinicians as we can do. And it's limited because Dr. Perrin can only train so many people at once. So sign up now before there's no spots left. We would like to, we want to train as many as Dr. Perrin is able to train. So join us in Boston. You heard Catherine say it's lovely there right now.
It is. And
it will be lovely in February.
It will be especially lovely in February.
That's right. That's right.
Please go to Boston in the winter. So, and I'm really excited, Leslyn, because you're training. You're taking the training as well from Dr. Perrin.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about that because it's just going to spread it. Having all the clinicians who are coming, hopefully that'll just continue to spread. Like, you tell two friends and they'll tell two friends, and that'll be fabulous.
Yes. Yeah. So really looking forward to that. Well, we have just gone over again, but it's always so nice chatting with you. And so many people were putting things in the, posting and chatting with us. We love it when you do that. Sherry said there's no Perrin practitioners in Florida. We need to send a CLT from Florida to this training. Thank you, Sherry. So it was, as usual, just great hanging out with everybody, being here and letting you know what's new and coming up in lipedema. Come Sunday for the last Facebook Live of the year with Catherine. Make sure you're here for that.